In this video, we will show you how the automatic sequence works and how to switch to manual sequence to rearrange and optimize your design. Let's create a simple design with 3 ellipse shapes. We will draw them in 3 different sizes, from small to large, and set for each one a separate color. The sequence window is always on top of the upper right edge of the design area. Notice that if you bring your mouse on the left edge of a sequence window, a double arrow appears and you can click and drag to make the sequence icons smaller or larger. At this point, you can only see an icon that shows the whole design, and this is because Auto function is enabled. When Auto is enabled, the program automatically decides for the sequence of all design objects according to an innate optimization strategy which uses intelligent mechanisms to find the optimum solving sequence. This is why you don't have any control on the sequence at this point. So if we go to the optimizer options on section optimization strategy, we can see the rules of the automatic optimization. For example, the option large to small means that larger objects are embroidered first. Now, if you switch to slow redraw, you will see that the largest object will indeed be embroidered first, the second larger second, and so on. If we change the optimization strategy, a different order will be followed. So, using small to large, the smaller ellipse will be sewn first, and so on. But what if you want to take control over the sequence yourself? You could simply disable the automatic optimization by pressing the Auto button on the standard toolbar. In place of Auto button, you now have one called Manual. This means that you switched into manual mode, and if you look at the sequence window now, you can see the individual shapes of the design. You can click on any icon and drag it to any position you like to create your own sequence. The Sequence Manager and its functionalities are presented in a separate video. Now we will only show you how to work with manual mode in general and how automatic optimizations work in manual mode. By default, when you turn on the manual mode, the design is optimized once according to the selected optimization strategy, so in this case, the sequence is actually the same as before. In this sample design, the purple ellipse was designed first, the red was next, and the green was last, according to the small to large sequence previously selected. Let's import a vector design with more parts to get a better understanding. By default, any new design is in auto mode, and the software automatically creates a sequence according to the selected optimizer options. If you switch to manual mode and go to slow redraw, you will see the same sequence as before. This happens because when switching to manual mode, the optimizer rearranges the objects according to the optimization strategy that is already set. But now you get a separate icon for each design part, and you can drag any of them to create the sequence you like. In any case, when switching to manual mode, the produced embroidery sequence depends on the settings of the optimizer options. This is useful because the software will do the hard work for you by applying the optimization strategy you prefer and leave it to you to make minor sequence changes on the final embroidery result. One thing you should bear in mind is that the optimizer may also modify the objects if needed. To demonstrate that, we have added outline to some parts of the design. When in auto mode, any design part may have fill or outline or buff in the same object. This is the initial sequence in auto mode. When you turn on the manual mode, the software will automatically optimize the design once. Have in mind that in manual mode, each object will have only fill or outline, so the optimizer separates the fill parts from the outline parts so that all objects are manipulated and rearranged separately for the best sequencing results. Additionally, the objects are rearranged so that the color changes are minimized and trimming is applied when needed. Still, you can make any sequence changes you like. Notice that, as already mentioned, each design part can have only fill or outline. So, if you set an outline color on a fill object color, its fill color is removed and it becomes just outline, and vice versa.